In a split-second decision amidst a raging inferno, my fiancée chose to save the last remnants of my deceased father over her own mother's cherished possessions. How does one even begin to express gratitude for such an act of selflessness? Our apartment was engulfed in flames one fateful night, sparked by an inadvertent kitchen fire that she had accidentally ignited. I was absent from the chaos, unable to lend a helping hand, while the fire extinguisher meant to be our saving grace lay defective. The relentless inferno rapidly consumed our home, leaving my fiancée to face the nightmare alone. Undeterred by the blaze, she swiftly evacuated our 2 dogs, entrusting them to a nearby neighbor. Then, against the backdrop of the roaring fire, she ventured back into the flaming abyss. The living room was a blazing furnace, but the bedroom, a mere door away from the ever-encroaching fire, was still within reach, though she had only one chance. We both are children of loss. My father, a former friend of her father, passed away 3 years ago, before she and I even met. I kept his ashes, a pair of guns, and several deeply personal mementos in our bedroom. She had lost her mother in her teens, possessing only a handful of her mother's belongings and her wedding dress, thanks to her estranged father. In the face of impending doom, she made an incredible choice. Instead of salvaging her mother's precious keepsakes, she gathered my father's belongings, swathed them in a sheet, and bolted from the doomed apartment. I am at a loss for words, utterly confounded by her immense sacrifice. The loss of her mother's mementos is a devastating blow, and I can only imagine the depth of her love for me that guided her decision. I am struggling to find a way to reciprocate her selfless act. I yearn for a gesture, a token of gratitude that could possibly measure up to her sacrifice. The pain of losing the last tangible memories of her mother must be unbearable, and I can't fathom how to soothe her sorrow. In a crucible of fire and loss, my fiancée chose to save my past over hers. Now I'm left wondering how I can possibly repay such an act of selfless love.